Now to federal politics, and the Gillard government has been desperately trying to avoid a humiliating defeat in Parliament over its migration law changes. Lane Calcutt's in Canberra this afternoon. Lane, I understand caucus is still meeting at the moment.
Yes, it is, Wendy. This is all part of the government move to find a way to avoid the embarrassment of losing a vote on a bill in the lower house, with two special cabinet meetings earlier today and now this caucus meeting underway. Now, don't forget, the Prime Minister's always said she wanted this vote on the Migration Act, even if it meant defeat, but during the morning they've backed away. They moved to put it off, extending debate on lesser bills. Now, the government says it's actually the coalition who's extending debate on other matters. Regardless, Tony Abbott tried to bring it on himself. Let's hear from him in question time this afternoon.
She knows that some of them are not going to support the government's legislation. She knows that if this government tries to put its legislation to the parliament, it will be in crisis. She knows that if the government tries to put its legislation to the parliament, what will in fact happen is that this parliament will effectively vote no confidence in this government. That's what... Well, bring it on. What a shabby, miserable, divided and directionless government this rabble have become.
Strong words there. Now, Lane, it was West Australian crossbencher Tony Crook, I should say, who touched off all of this uncertainty, wasn't it, this morning?
Yeah, it was, Wendy. It all began about 9 o'clock this morning when Mr Crook, the man the government really needed to pass the Migration Act, said no, he wouldn't support it, he'd go with the coalition, meaning the Act wouldn't get through the House of Reps. This is Tony Crook explaining why he took that action this morning.
The United Nations factor was a strong one for me. I think regardless of we're talking about a serious humanitarian issue here, and clearly the opposition in government had a strong position on asylum seekers and on boat people smuggling, and in the past they've managed it what I think has been managed properly.
Wendy, we did get some agreement today. Both sides welcomed President Obama's visit here next month. The Prime Minister announcing this afternoon that he'll address a joint sitting of Parliament on the 17th. Wendy?
All right, Lane, thank you very much.